step one will have to be to clean off your work area because you don't want to make another mess when there's already a mess on your table. So you want to just clean it off into a trash can or whatever you keep your trash in. So you want to find a pen blank that you really like, and my dad chose a orange dyed Buckeye Pearl blank. And then you want to pick a pen kit to make your pen with. My dad chose a cigar pen style. Basically, the cigar pen style it's a really big, thick pen like a cigar. Hence the name. So you want to measure out, you want to take the pen tubes and you want to measure the wood to the right length. And I couldn't find the clip. You want to pick out the pen bushings that coordinate with the pen. Because this is a thicker pen, you want bigger bushings. I could not find the clip. So once you have it all measured out, you want to cut your pieces out, as you would expect. So next you want to square up the ends. That just means on each corner you're going to draw a line and it will show the center of that piece of wood. And you're going to do this on, I believe, you're going to do it on both sides of each piece of wood. Please ignore my dad showing it really close to the camera. There's a better shot. And this is just going to be easier to find the center when you drill the hole. You don't have to do this. This is just if you prefer to. So once you have that, you want to find the drill that is the same size as the pen tubes, and the pen blank trimmer is going to, my dad had a bit of trouble getting that off, so we had to cut, but basically that's going to square up the ends of the pen blank as shown here in a minute. So what my dad doing is he's getting everything tightened up so nothing will fall, and when he's putting the pen blank in the clamp, he is going to put the drill press next to the blank, and he's going to make sure the blank is straight so that when he drills the hole, it won't be crooked and it will be straight. As you're doing this, you want to make sure you're not going all the way through in one go. You want to bring the drill out every so often so you don't burn the wood and you don't burn the drill up. And you want to do that to both. So next, my dad is going to take some denatured alcohol, and he is going to, he's going to take some denatured alcohol and he's going to rub that on the pen tubes. Basically to get any oils off of from us touching it. And then once he's done with that, this took a little while, sorry. So once he's done with that, he's going to take the super glue, which is thick super glue, and he's going to put that all over the pen tubes. So first he's taking the denatured alcohol and he's taking all the oils off, like I said. So now he's going to take the super glue, thick super glue, and he's going to put that all over the pen tube and inside the blank as well, as shown here. Once he's done that, he's going to take the pen tube, and make sure you don't touch the super glue because you will get stuck to it. He's going to put the pen tube inside the blank, and don't drop it. That would be bad. And he's going to make sure it's not sticking out, and then you're going to do that to both. So now my dad's changing the bit to a pen blank trimmer, which is going to, well, you'll see in a minute. What my dad's going to do is it's going to spin, and it's going to cut a circle all the way down to where the pen tube is. And you want to do that in small chunks. And you're going to do that until you hit the metal and it's shiny. And that is how you know it's done, because that is the length of your pen. And you're going to do that to all 4 sides. So once you have that done, you're going to put your tools away, or what my dad likes to say, his toys. And you're going to get the lathe. See? Magic. So you're going to put your bushings on, and then your blank, and then another bushing, and then another, and then a blank, and then the last bushing. And then you're going to take that part and basically do what is shown here. You're going to check the speed and you're going to change it to the speed you want. And you constantly want to turn the lathe on and step to the side to check if it's going to fly off or not. Next, you want to take your tool rest, and you want to line it up to the blanks so that when it is spinning, it doesn't hit. And you want to go get your blank trimmers. My dad had a really hard time deciding which one he wanted, so this took a little bit. There we go, and you need a mask because there will be dust, and you don't want to breathe that in. You don't want to suffocate and die. That would be bad. So don't forget your mask. So what my dad is doing here is he is trimming down the wood to, well, you want to trim it down to the size you want, and you want to leave a little extra, so, because we're going to do some sanding after, and the sanding will take off some of that wood too. And you want to make sure you line, once you get a little lower, you want to line the ends of the wood up with the bushings, because that will be the size of your pen. So once he's done that, I'll check back in with you. Alright, we're back. Okay, so this is toward the end of the turning process. So my dad's going to get the sandpaper, and I decided to dust it off a little bit with the brush. Where is it? Wait, what? There it is. Alright, so I decided to dust it off a little bit to get any excess dust off. So my dad moved the tool rest because it's going to be in the way. So now we're at the sanding stage. You're going to take some sandpaper and you're going to start with 320 and you're going to work your way up to 400. That is the grit number. So you're going to start with 320 grit and work your way up to 400 grit. So once you have that done, you're going to take some thin CA glue and you're going to put, I believe, 5 to 6 coats on, and you're going to take this spray. Basically speeds up the drying process. Only takes a couple seconds. And look how pretty that looks. That looks so pretty already. But you're going to put you're going to put about 5 to 6 coats on this. And we're just using plain old paper towel. Any kind of paper towel will work. Doesn't have to be any fancy stuff. And you're going to spray after each coat. And we're doing, I believe we did so that was 2. Oh, the paper towel was smoking from the glue drying. So this is 3rd coat. Oh, my dad had a catch, and he was just fixing that. So, yeah. The mandrel was not tight enough. So, yeah. So that was 3 coats that we put on. We're going to put more on later. So my dad had to sand out the rough bumps of the CA glue and from where the catch was. I believe this is 320 that we're using still. And we're just sanding out any rough edges that the CA glue could have caused. And this is thin CA glue that we are sanding down. And you want to be careful not to sand all the way through to where wood is, because then you'll just have to start over. And that's not any fun. Still sanding. Sanding, sanding, sanding. So after you're done sanding, you're going to put another layer of thin CA glue on the wood. And we're still doing a couple coats of this. And we changed the bushings to plastic bushings because the glue is going to stick to the metal ones and you won't get them off. Oh, snack time. You need your snack time. Back to the bushings. Basically these, because they're at a slant, the glue won't stick to them as much as the metal, as they will to the metal. And so now we're using the thick CA glue, which will be more of a protection than the thin. And this is why we changed the bushings to the plastic ones, because the plastic ones will be easier to get off than the metal ones in the end. Another snack break. You need your snack breaks. I was eating Cheez-Its as well, but I don't like jalapenos, so I wasn't eating jalapenos. So my dad's just feeling for any imperfections or any bumps that we need to take out. So we're putting on another coat of thick CA glue. And this is kind of a long process. It's not any fun doing this process, in my opinion. I like the turning process and the assembly process. The gluing is not my favorite. And we're spraying so that it hardens a little bit faster. So now we're sanding any other imperfections that we may have had when we put the Fixate glue on. Sanding, sanding, sanding. Sanding is life, apparently. So once we're done sanding, we're going to take these polishing sandpaper sponge things and we're going to dip them in the water and we're going to polish the wood. The list we showed at the beginning was the order of grit you need to go in. And the order they are in now is the order they must stay in. So you're just working up your way to the highest grit, and the little sludge you see in the water and forming on the sponges, that's good. That's getting hold on, I need to look at my notes because I have notes. You need notes. Okay, so the Slurpee stuff, it's not sludge. It looks like sludge, but it's Slurpee. So that's just removed during sanding. So the wet sanding with water process is, it removes the scratches and polishes the finish. So that's basically what's happening now. This part's kind of fun because once you get closer to the last sponges, though it's really smooth and the feeling on your hands is really good. It's satisfying. So once you have that done, you're going to take your wood off and you're going to remove everything because how else are you going to get the wood off? And assembly time, my favorite part. So you're going to set out all your pieces and you want to be careful not to drop your wood because that can just crack it and scratch it even more and that's not any fun. You want your plans, because if you don't know how to put a pen together, you'll want your plans. And this one's kind of complicated, a little bit. You want to get all your pieces out so that when you throw the plastic bags out, you don't accidentally throw the pieces out that you need. And they're very tiny, so don't lose them. So, the part we didn't show before this was there were some parts hanging off the edge of the pieces of wood. That was just excess glue that we trimmed off, and it's very easy. You just take like a knife and you just trim it and then you just sand the edge and it's very simple. So my dad here he hasn't built one of these pens in a while. This is the first time he's built it in a long time. And so he was just looking at the plans because he just needed to look at them before he put the pen together. He didn't want to mess it up. And I gave this to my teacher. Shout out to Ms. Klopper. You're the best. Please give me an A. I worked hard on this video. Please. Thank you. I even gave you a present. The pen in this video. I'm glad you liked it. So here's the pen. And pictures. There we go, pictures.